All right, just continuing on from the last video. So I graphed 7, and now I have to graph its opposite, which we talked about is -7. So now I'm going to graph to the left of 0. And again, I'm going to mark until I get to -7. So I go to -1, -2, -3, -4. Oh, there's not room on this graph, so I'm going to erase the end, and I'm going to add more of my number line. And that's an okay thing to do. It is totally fine to add more of your number line if you underestimate it. Okay, so I was at -1, 2, 3, 4, -5, -6, -7. Here's -7, and again, I'm going to put a big old dot there. And now I've graphed 7 and -7. Okay, let's do another graph. Okay, this one says graph -2. And this time I'm going to do a vertical one just because I want to show an example of it. You do not have to do a vertical one if you want to do horizontal. I just want to show you how to do a vertical one. Okay, so I've drawn a vertical number line, and I'm going to start with 0. Okay, here's 0. It says graph -2. So I need to remember that negatives are below 0. So I'm going to graph -2 below 0. So I go -1, -2. Here's -2, and I'm going to put a big old dot there. Okay, now it says graph -2, but I'm going to add and its opposite. Now here's the tricky part. The opposite of -2 isn't -2. Well, I mean, technically it is, but that's not what we call it. It's going to be +2 because the opposite of a negative is a positive. It's like if we took that number line and just flattened it in half at the 0, you would see that 2 is on the other side. It is the opposite. So now I know this +2 is going to be above the 0. So I'm going to count 1, 2. This is +2, and I'm going to put a dot there. Now I've graphed -2 and its opposite. Okay, make sure that you ask any questions that you have about graphing numbers on a number line.